we're from kidswhoadvance.com. We're here at Jagwar and Mom. Can you introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Jono.
Hi, I'm Gabriel.
And I'm Jack.
We got Jagwar Mom.
If you could hold the world record for something, what would it be?
I really like throwing food, so I guess maybe like the person who could throw an apple the furthest. I think that'd be pretty good. Just like to have a little sub note after everything. Oh, by the way, Gab holds the record for the person who can throw the apple the
furthest. I'd really like to have the record for the most languages that I could speak, because I can't speak any except English. Go on, Jack.
I don't know.
Highest grossing film?
No, I don't want to you caught me off guard. Just the tallest guy in the world.
What's a smell that makes you feel sick?
A smell.
Actually, Mandarin makes
Mandarin makes me feel sick. Like
Mandarin.
Oh, there's lots of names for it, isn't there?
Yeah, what do you call Mandarin here? Is it Mandarin?
Yeah.
A little gross orange thing that you peel. I'm not having it.
Can't stand it. And I can't stand the smell of Jack.
It's heaps of stuff. Heaps of stuff. I've got like a really weak gag reflex. So like if anyone tells a story about something gross, I can't even hear it after a bit. I just go and I have to go. So like yeah, anything. It's pathetic.
If you could play the role of a superhero in a movie, what superhero would you want to be?
I always liked Gambit from X-Men. He was my favourite when I used to collect the comics. But then I think I saw him in a film. Someone portrayed him recently and it was really bad. So probably the Flash.
So just default to the Flash.
Just default to.
I think flying is amazing, and I think that like any good superhero can fly somehow. Like
Batman is not a good superhero.
Even like
Condor Man.
Like Spider-Man doesn't really fly, but the way that he like moves through the city is kind of almost like someone flying.
Like a bird. Like a bird.
So I don't know. Maybe like. I guess Dragon Ball Z powers have always kind of excited me. Like ever since I was a kid, I like the idea of being able to like make energy and like shoot a fireball or to be able to fly. So yeah, I'm gonna say Goku. Yeah.
Banana Man for me.
That was like.
Why is his nemesis an apple?
I don't know. What kind of message is
what's
that?
The message
You can't mix a banana and an apple.
But they're both good for you, like.
Yeah.
Alright. The enemy should be a chocolate bar or like a bowl of sugar or something.
Yeah.
Sugar man.
Refined sugar.
Constantly being attacked by ants.
Yeah. Hey, you guys have got the same shoes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Except mine are the
Oh,
70s.
shut up. Mine is limited edition. Yeah, we're all limited edition.
If you had any pets when you were a kid, what were their names?
I had a few. I had, like, Ace Ventura left a really big impact on me, and I kind of decided that I wanted my house to be like that. So we had two turtles called Toby and Lucy, and then I had a frog, which didn't have a name, Frog, and I had a dog called Snowy, and he passed away, and now I have a dog called Jimmy, and he's pretty cool.
I had a boxer dog called Jenny and a cat called Phoebe.
Oh yeah, my cat.
Those were the first two things I ever had. And then I got another dog called Gus. What was his name? Gus.
Yeah, my father was actually a greyhound trainer. So I don't know if you know greyhounds, they're like the racing dogs. So my house was just full of greyhounds when I was growing up.
Still is?
Still is, but I don't live there anymore. So there was, at any given time, there's probably about 6 greyhounds, and the ones that became champions would then become pets when they retired. So there was, at any given time, there's probably about 6 greyhounds, And the ones that became champions would then become pets when they retired. So,
And what would the other ones become?
the other ones
It was a very competitive environment.
Well, he was a
you know.
trainer, not an owner, so he didn't own them all.
Yeah.
And then after, like, you know, a dog would become a champion, the owners would move on to the next dog, but he would keep the ones that would.
Did he have a sanctuary like in the castle that he built by hand?
Sort of, yeah.
Nice.
But so like I barely ever knew the names of them except for the ones that would stay. One of them was called Boss. One of them was called Blackie. One of them was called Gelfling, Skexy, which are all names from a film called The Dark Crystal, which is a old Jim Henson film. And yeah, there's there's probably about 20.
Isn't it true that with greyhounds that you need like 2 different names, because when you go
there's
to
a
the
racing
track,
name and their house name. Yeah, and the race names are different so that
if you cheer for them.
if people yell the name, then the dog will actually be distracted.
Yeah.
What song do you hate having stuck in your head?
What's the one that you had stuck in your head for ages? You just keep on singing it.
This tour?
Yeah, just recently.
You just kept on singing
Was
it.
it
I get lots of. I've had Simply the Best stuck on my head.
Yeah, that's the one. Simply the best.
Which is, do you know that song?
It's by Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
She,
It's like-
she do it originally? Or
Simply
the best. She did
If
it.
it wasn't her, she made it her.
It's like Eye of the Tiger, you know?
It's like it's like real like.
It's like that, pretty much.
And like the song in its own right isn't that bad, but it was the theme song for a rugby league campaign, like which is our sort of version of football in Australia, and so it was like the theme song for rugby league. So it's kind of got.
And she was on top of the harbour bridge.
Yeah, like just yelling into the sky.
And often I find like when pop songs like, I don't know, if you listen to radio and like, I don't know, Carly Rae Jepsen gets stuck in your head.
Everyone says that.
Yeah, of course. But like, you know, it kind of gets stuck in your head, and then it makes itself kind of at home in your head, and then you're like, oh fine, you can stay there, like, it's fine. But yeah.
What's a food you can get anywhere in Australia but you can't get in America?
Salad.
We're just constantly blown away by the portion size here. Like,
Yeah.
I keep on thinking I'm not eating that much because I never finish what's on the plate. But it's just because the portion size is huge.
Yeah, you can get pretty much you can pretty much get everything here that you get in Australia, except maybe like really fresh seafood, because that's Sydney specifically, because where we grew up, Sydney is on the coast, so there's an abundance of fresh seafood. But I mean, you can get that in coastal towns in America as well. But yeah, the main difference here is just the portions are like twice the size.
I feel sorry for Americans when they come to Australia and they like get the meal put down on their plate and they're like, that's it?
$20 for that.
Yeah, $20 for that.
But
Yeah.
it's less wasteful.
I think Vegemite was the answer that they were searching for. Maybe.
Do you know what Vegemite is?
Isn't that like a Marmite that you get in
Yes,
England?
yeah it is.
Yeah,
it's like
actually,
Marmite.
yeah. That is, you're right, Jack. That is the answer to that pizza.
But it's owned by Kraft now, which is an American company. And when I was in Nepal, I met the head of Kraft, and she was talking about how she was trying to get Vegemite into the American market after they bought it.
That ain't gonna work.
She's like, it's the hardest thing we've ever tried. Like Kraft, obviously, stone cold company, and that was the hardest product. Like Americans just won't have it.
But that happened the other way around as well, because like I feel like 10 years ago they brought like Krispy Kremes to Australia, and there were like all these big Krispy Kreme places, and everyone was like, yay, these are great. And then after a few years, people were like, these are actually really gross, and my teeth are falling out, and they just sort of like went bankrupt.
Yeah, the same happened with Taco Bell as well. They did this big Taco Bell push
Yeah,
in
that's
Australia. And there were Taco Bells everywhere for like a couple of years, and then they all just disappeared because everyone was like, this isn't cheese.
I don't
What
want
is
it.
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
What have you poured on my corn chips?
Yeah.
If you found a dead raccoon under your deck, how would you get rid of it?
Under our what?
Deck.
I don't
Deck.
think
patio.
we've never seen a raccoon before, so I don't think we would.
No,
do
I
it.
saw one
saw
the
one
other night.
I saw one when we were driving on the highway, and I just saw one walking very precariously next to the highway, which is kind of like makes me think that I was probably the last person that ever saw that poor little thing alive. But how do you? I don't know. How do you get a raccoon under
I
your deck?
don't know. We have one under our
big-
deck.
You have one stuck under your deck.
Was the question, what would you do to it, right?
What
I'd
would you
throw
do
it
to
to
get
my
rid-
greyhounds.
How would you get rid of it though?
How do you get it?
Sorry?
We
How
just
would you
can't you
just-
just bait
I
like
get
bait it out?
Just let the greyhounds loose.
Can
They'll find a
you
way.
bait it out? Like just put like little like bits of
It's
food.
dead.
It's dead. Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh, so it smells real bad.
Yes.
Oh
In our
no.
laundry room.
Well, after a while, it'll like nature will take its course and it'll sort of decompose.
Yeah,
right? And the smell will go. One time a possum
or after a while
died.
you'll become accustomed to the smell and it won't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I found a rat. We found a rat in my cutlery drawer in Sydney. I don't like a completely closed, sealed off at all points cutlery drawer. And one day there was a smell, and we opened it, and behind all the knives and forks, there was just a rat.
A dead rat.
You could drop a maggot-infested apple down there and let them consume
Let
it.
the maggots just move on to
Turn
dead
it into
things.
compost.
Or just get a pitchfork and do it like a man.
Is that what you did to the rat?
Pardon?
that what you did to-
No, but I used a normal fork
Oh, did you
because it was the
clean all of
cutlery
it?
section.
Yeah, the color.
I had
Some
the access.
some takeaway chopsticks.
I use chopsticks, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I dropped it a few
Takeaway
times.
chopsticks. Just got it. Yeah.
And finally, can you name all the Spice Girls?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Do we have to do it?
What, their real names or their stage names?
Stage names
yeah.
first.
Can you guys
Sporty
name all the
Baby,
Scary,
Ginger
Sporty
Scary,
Baby,
and
Ginger
Posh.
Scary and Posh. Which is
Mel B, Mel C, Jerry Halliwell, Victoria Beckham, and what's baby's name again? Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson.
Bunton.
No, not Emma
Bunton. Ah,
Emma, but yeah,
close enough. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
that was
For a bunch of-
the
I'm
first
impressed that you
CD I
guys know
remember really
like Spice
playing.
Girls.
Spice World was the first CD I used to like. Well, heavy rotation.
Heavy rotation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.